Time is a precious thing, never wasted. Places, please. The dance is about to begin.
Welcome back, everybody. So here we are again, and this is going to be another paracord jewelry type thing. So I wanted to show, it's not much different than some of the other ones I've done, but this is going to be something for my wife for Valentine's Day. And I believe I mentioned this before, rose gold is her favorite, so I am going to do 3 rose gold clasps. And this is going to be somewhat similar to what she wanted before, or not wanted, sorry, what I made for her before for Christmas. The difference is that one was white with certain gems, and this one is going to be black with some rose gold gems. And so, let me see. I think these are some of them, if I recall. So as you can see, there are a lot of different jewels on these. They're going to sparkle a lot, and I have a very special one that's going to go on the necklace. I only have one of them. It's going to go on the necklace. I had to special order it, and so we're going to do just a plain bracelet, and then we're going to do a bracelet with some of these on it. And then I should have another set of one of these someplace, I believe. And then the necklace is going to have these on it with the other piece on there as well. So I don't know if I'm going to use all of these pieces or how we're going to do it, but we'll figure out how we're going to line it up here after a bit. So, all right, with that, let's go ahead and move forward, and we'll see how this comes together. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with just the plain bracelet, and so I'm going to need some paracord here, and I don't recall how much paracord we used before, but I'm just going to take, like, I don't know, we'll do, let's say 6 or 8 feet. Find our center again, so we're going to put our pieces together and we're just going to pull the cord through. And that's going to get us to the end. We got a bit of a twist. That's okay. Well, that's our center. We'll pull it back the other way. This should work out any twist that we have. All right. Okay. So I'm trying to think what the best way. Let's go down. We're just going to do a simple. There's a certain name for this. I don't remember what it's called. I just called it a simple little hitch. So we're just going to go down through the top, around, and come back over. And there we go. We have a simple little hitch that gives us something we can start with. Okay. Again, we always go from the left. We're going to do our loop like this. And come back along back down the left. So we're going to go behind. And then back through with the right. And this is just repeating this process all the way until we get to the end. And again, one of the things that we want to try to do is match our knots. So this first knot kind of got a little wonky. I don't know why, but I'm just going to chalk it up to something. I don't know. But the good thing is it's by the wrist, so you're not really going to see it too much. Oops. So let's kind of keep going. I lowered the camera down. Since I'm using my cell phone, the camera, I can zoom technically, but it's really difficult to do with the holder that I'm using. I don't really have a lot of control over what's going on there. So I'm not really going to do much with it. So instead, I lower the camera down to the surface. Seems to make more sense to me. So, all right. I'm just going to keep going with this, and then I'll come back when I'm all done, and you can see this one done, and then from here, we'll move right into the next bracelet, and then we'll do the coup de grace, the necklace, and then something special for the packaging. And yeah, so there you go. Hopefully you guys are able to follow along. You've seen this not a couple times, so it should be simple enough for you. All right, we'll catch you when we get back and all of it's done. Okay, we're back, and here we have the items for the next bracelet. So very much like what we did for the last bracelet that I used some charms on, which may have been the last bracelet I did, I don't remember. What we're going to do is we're going to figure out how long these are together, and then we're going to figure out what order we're going to put them in. So now these ones are much shorter, so we're looking at not even an inch and a half. I think let me bring this down here. Not quite an inch and a half. Just a smidge over an inch and a quarter. So this is important because then this lets us know about how far we need to go before we start putting these on, because we want them centered. So we know that the bracelet itself is going to be a little over 8 inches, like 8 1/4 inches, and then that fits my wife's wrist properly. So I'm just kind of buffing these. I don't know why. So okay, so now that we have that, now what we need to figure out is what order we're going to put these in. So we have these ones with the gems in them, right? There's 4 of those. And then we have these ones that's just they're just knurled, right? If you don't know what knurled is, it's just like etchings in them. Then we have these smooth-sided ones, okay? And then we have these smaller ones, and these have gems? Or no, these don't have gems. They're just have these little knobs. See if you can see that. These have knobs around them. Okay, so now we need to figure out what order we're going to put these in. And then these on the outside. So we're kind of splitting up the bling. What do you think? Now, this is kind of important to figure out because what we're going to do in the necklace is we're either going to replace these two or we'll leave these in and we're just going to have something right in the middle. I think we'll leave these in and have something in between them. So, yeah, I think we'll do that. That looks like a pretty good, I don't know, let's see if we can kind of, does that help? You see a little bit better. Not quite so bright, you can see that. I think we might go with that order. Then what I'll have to do is just figure out how a bunga. I have to figure out how many knots we put in between. I mean, I don't want to be putting too many in there because I mean, otherwise these things are going to be spread way out. So we're looking at a little over an inch and a quarter. So we're going to do. Let's just say that we'll need 7 inches of bracelet. So leaves us at 3.5 inches. So when the bracelet itself is at 3.5 inches, then that's when we will um, start putting that in there. So um, the bracelet is going to be measured like this, right? So we'll put this on the edge here on one line, and then we take it out, and then that. So if we go from 4 inches to here, we're at about 4 1/4 or 8 1/4 inches is how long this is. So it worked out well. Um, so what we're going to do is when we're measuring this, we'll have to go 3 1/2. So here, holy crap, that's a long ways. Start putting them there. That's going to be a big mistake. Now we can't wait that long because then we'd have to put them all in one row. So how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 different types. So we have 10 total of these. And let's say we do at least one knot in between. We don't have to. We could put, let's say, those together, right? A bead or a, yeah, we could put all 3 of these together. I don't like that. Huh. Ooh, we did something like that. Yeah, so this is about a 1/2 inch right there. Each one of these is about a 1/2 inch. So yeah, I think what we'll do is line this up a little bit. So what are we looking at here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're on 8. And it leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. 8 and 8. All right, so at 8 knots, we'll put one in. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and get started, and I will come back when we get to that point. Okay, welcome back, everybody. So you'll notice that you didn't get to see the final version of the last or the second bracelet because I kind of want to make it a surprise. So one of the things I'm going to do is make my wife watch this before she can have it. So she knows about these bracelets and this necklace. There's things that she doesn't know, like she doesn't know the order, which I'm doing the beads and that kind of stuff. And so this here is this is a sterling silver, must be coated with to look like rose gold, but it's a sterling silver. According to the stuff that came with it, little sterling silver heart. You can see that it's hollow in the middle. It's got all the holes and stuff in it, so it's it's not solid, but it's really pretty. And so it's got the heart, and then it's got 2 joined hearts. Can you see that? 2 joined hearts, a small one and a big one on it as well. And so this is going to go in the middle. So yeah, we're going to do that, and just like the other, um, just like the other necklace, we're going to use 20 feet of paracord for this, just to make sure we have enough. And we're going to be shooting for 22 inches long. So, yeah, so just under a foot per inch. That seems kind of obnoxious, but I'm sure we're going to have plenty of leftover. I could go back and look at my video to see how much leftover we'd have, but and I could decrease the amount, but that's all right. I don't care. I got plenty of black, so I bet there's still. I think this start off as 100 foot, And so I've still got probably 75 feet or so. Plenty. All right, so no problem. So I'm going to measure this out. I'm going to get going, and I'll give you the details of uh, how far in to put the beads and all that kind of stuff um, when I do the final reveal. So I'm just going to plow through this, do the final reveal. She also, just to let everybody know, she also doesn't know how I'm going to be presenting it to her. That's kind of my surprise, is at least do something special with how I'm presenting it. Part of it is she has to watch the video because the end of the video is going to actually tell her where to find it. So, all right, let's get going. No more dilly dallying. Okay, welcome back, everybody. So, here we are. The necklace is done, and I know I didn't show you very much, but you guys have seen this so many times. I don't know why you'd want to watch it again. Well, I want you to watch it again, but I don't know why you'd want to watch this not multiple times over and over and over. I wanted to show you kind of the things that were different. Obviously, I didn't show you putting beads on. I kind of wanted it to be a surprise at the very end, but I will explain everything. I'm going to try putting this knot on um, one time this way. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to flip it over and do it the way that I had been doing, and it'll go pretty quick that way. But I feel like I should be able to get this done. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the top, around, right? And we got our loop here. Now we take the left, so the left has to come, or excuse me, the right has to come up underneath and then through. So it goes underneath everything, and then we just do our knots. Which one's not tightening? I feel like it's this one. Why is this not tightening up? Why not? I don't know. So, yeah, still doesn't work. I don't know why. Probably because, I don't know. I just don't know. So, the way that I had been doing it, alright? So, it's the reason why I don't understand why it's not working is because it's essentially this right here, right? That's the same thing that I'm doing here. So, I'm going to go up over the top, back around underneath. I got my loop. Now, this one is going to go over the top. Excuse me. It's going to go up underneath here, all the way around, and then it's going to go through the loop. All right. So this is basically the same knot we've been doing. Now, like I said, I don't know why it didn't work going the other direction, but it should. I mean, this doesn't make any sense to me. So now all we do is just tighten this up. And for whatever reason, this tightens up really weird. I think it's because of just with this clasp here and stuff. Plus, like I said, this knot, the knot's going opposite direction than what the knots usually go, so that makes it kind of weird. All right, so there we go. We got it knotted off. I will cut it here in a minute, but I wanted to show you. Okay. I don't know if I can. Let's do this. All right. So you can't really see. Yeah, there you go. From one end to the other. Okay. More or less. Now, let me get my tape measure. Okay, so we're going to go from this end, clear up to here, and when we get to the end, we're at 22 inches, which is the size that I wanted. That's the size of the last necklace that I did. So that's good. All right, so let's talk about the dimensions here. There are 36 knots from here to there. Okay, so that's 36 knots. We do a single knot in between each one of these, and there are 36 knots from here to here. So that is perfectly symmetrical. What this came out to was with the beads here, this was going to be about 2 3/4 inches, and so I just kind of rounded it roughly up to 3 inches. So that gave me 19 inches of length, not counting this section, to have to worry about what my sides are going to be. So 19 is half of that is 9.5. So basically what I did was I just kept going until I measured 9.5. And what I was doing was I took this buckle, and this buckle is um, basically about 1.25 inches, just short of 1.25 inches. So what I was doing was I was putting this buckle at right around a 5/8 mark and measuring from there. And so when I'd measure that, and when I got out to basically the 9.5 mark, then I started putting my beads on. And so these beads are the same in the same order that I put on the bracelet, and you can see the heart there. Get my hand underneath there. So look at that. How cool that is. I think that really stands out, and I think it looks really good. So let's go ahead and cut this, and we'll cauterize it. And we had about, I don't know, 4 feet of cord left, which I don't really care about. So, I mean, if I really wanted to, I could have been stingy and went with about 16 feet. But I'll tell you this much: there was a time on the first side, when I was going along, and I was actually questioning whether or not I was going to have enough cord. It just seemed like I was really tuning it up on that first side, and so I was getting a little nervous. Get this melted here. Again, we use our scissors for that because they suck up the heat. That's the big thing. They suck up the heat and allow you to flatten it out. You want something that's got pretty dense metal, something that can help transfer that heat. And so you get the rapid cooling effect on this, but it also allows you to really smooth it out and kind of smush it all together. So there we go. All right. So now we have all 3 things done here. So let's do this. One of the things that my wife doesn't know, as I mentioned before, is how I'm going to present this to her. So one of her criteria was that she did not want candy this year, because she said she's got plenty of candy, and she didn't want any plants, which I can understand. They die shortly after and whatever. So, but what she didn't say was that I couldn't use a candy container. And this was a uh, Russell Stover's uh, Russell Stover's candy. But I really like this box. It's got this kind of uh, satiny stuff up here with this fake gem. It looks pretty fancy. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to put these in here, and I'll probably get some tissue or something and put those in, and we'll have that. I've got a little balloon. I'm going to stick with it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this someplace. And the rule I told my wife was, after she watches the video, she can go get this. She can have it. So the reason why I'm doing this is I want to get the video out there early so everybody can watch this before Valentine's Day, in case you want to do something like this. I mean, you have to do a mad scramble or whatever. But so she's going to get it early. Uh, um, I don't mind that, because, like I said, she already knows about it. So really, the biggest surprise is this, how I'm putting it together, and really the order in which I put these beads. Because I had her pick me up these beads anyway. We'd picked some up once, and then I had her get some more because I knew I was going to be doing this. So yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some tissue, I think, and see if I can find some tissue paper, put that in there. I'm going to go stage everything. I'll get a picture, and that will be the last thing that you see at the end there. Just in case I forgot to mention. So this bracelet, when I went through, I was 3/4 of an inch short. So I had to undo this and um, do it again. And so I had to add 3 knots to it. So what I ended up with, and I think I said I was going to do 8 knots. So I did 9 knots here. I added a second knot in the middle, as you can see. So I did 9 knots here, added one in the middle, and then 9 knots on this other side. So that gave me the 3/4 of an inch that I needed to get the right length. So let's go ahead and finish this up, and I'll get that picture up as for the end credits. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. It's kind of similar to some of the other stuff I did, but this is for my Valentine, and I think she deserves it. So and hopefully she enjoys it. All right, happy Valentine's, everybody. Bye.
Yeah, can I have a dozen red roses, please?
Hey, good looking.